since this has happened, have we not woken up with Holly being the first thing on our mind when we wake up and the last thing on our mind when we go to sleep?
Holly Bobo's mother there talking to the jury after they found Zach Adams guilty of murdering her daughter. Zach Adams is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars, plus 50 years. People are shocked, though, that he was spared the death penalty. Joining me now, defense attorney Sara Azari. She's been following the entire trial for us and with us, and she's done some digging on the case for us. Why was the death sentence taken off the table?
The death sentence was taken off the table, and that's good for Zach Adams, because the attorneys for both sides, the prosecution and the defense attorney, met overnight. They worked through the night, and they worked out a deal for this sentence where the first-degree murder charges are consolidated. He gets life without parole, and then the additional counts are subject to the additional 50 years.
He is going to be where he can't hurt anybody any longer, so I think the family is happy about that. Interesting, and I want to play a little more sound from Holly Bobo's mother. I think it's important for us to do that. Her mom, Karen, addressed him in court. Take a listen to this.
I would like for Mr. Adams to look at me when I speak to him. I know that my daughter fought hard for her life. That this decision that was made this morning had absolutely nothing to do with that animal. It had to do with the future of our family.
So this is a victim impact statement. First of all, how did she do?
I mean, it comes from the heart.
Yes.
It's real. It's powerful. It's, if this jury was going to hear the death penalty phase of this case, Adams would be done. After hearing what she had to say.
Yeah.
The victim impact statement is something that is customary in criminal cases where the court hears from the victim and the impact that the crime has had on their family, on them, the loss, the damages that they've suffered and will suffer. And it's something that the court can take into consideration as an aggravating factor in the sentence that they rule on. But the victim does not get to dictate what the sentence should be. Sometimes you have victims coming in and saying, I want 50 years on a petty theft, and it doesn't work that way.
But I have to tell you, aside from being a tool for the courts, I think it also must be somewhat cathartic for the family members. They get to speak their piece. It's closure.
She gets to confront him and look him right in the eye, and yes, absolutely.
Now, I understand you seem to think that the judge was biased.
Absolutely. I couldn't really put my finger on what was happening. I knew something was happening, and I got some inside information from someone who was in the courtroom throughout this trial. This judge had repeatedly allowed hearsay evidence, testimony in that was not good for Adams, and he wouldn't do it in favor of Adams. So it was one-sided. He denied a motion for mistrial that the defense made early on when Mrs. Bobo passed out on the stand, and that automatically creates a lot of it has an emotional impact on the jurors. He did not allow the defense attorney to make a full cross-examination of the star witness, Jason Autry. He almost cut her off and said, if you don't hurry up, we're going to be here all night, which of course the jury doesn't want to be there all night. And he also made very deriding remarks towards the defense attorney before the jury, at some point comparing her to a first-year law student who might know more about evidentiary rules. So I think all of this is going to be bases for his appeal, because he is appealing this conviction. And if he was ever going to see the light of day, would be if his conviction would be overturned.
Okay, we'll see if an appeal is in the offing. We'll watch for that, and you'll be back to talk to us about it. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Good to see you.
You as well. Sara Azari.